Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. I'm out in front here. We're going to be bringing the cattle up here on top of the hill here in just a little bit, and just showing you some of the pastures they're going to be grazing. This is actually a little homestead nestled back here in the trees, and it's got some really beautiful forage once we get away from all these cedars. The boys got the wire set up to where we can graze the yard. The landowner doesn't have to mow his yard anymore. We're grazing it. We're grazing every square inch of it, pretty much. The cows can't go on the back porch, the screened-in porch, of course. We've got a hot wire around the porch, so they can't go in there and lounge around there, but all the rest of this, they can get to it. They're going to graze it. We do have a wire around the satellite dish. Found out cows like to rub on those. And then your satellite dish is not pointing the right direction, and you got to use your internet. You don't have any service. But I'm going to go ahead and raise this up. The boys are putting in a couple paddocks for tomorrow. We've been spreading hay on a new pond today. That thing's not popping. This is the one that, it's got some power. I'm gonna take that down and put this up. This will keep them from monkeying with it. That's a pretty nice screened-in porch. We don't need them to be up around that. They're gonna get that. They're gonna be mowing that. And of course, we got the picnic tables protected in as pumpkins. Cows wouldn't eat the pumpkins, but they sure as heck knocked them on the ground. Probably nosed them around a little bit. So they're just gonna be on here tonight. I'll go here and look. I don't want to turn the power on because I don't want one of the boys to get shocked. Oh, I tell you what, that's a charger there. Whew! I don't have a meter with me, but I'm guessing it's putting out around 11,000 volts. But I'm not going to go there and turn the switch on, because I don't want to get those boys shocked. I'm not sure where they're at on this farm as far as they're concerned. I'm not here. I snuck in from the back. So if one of them reaches out and touches that, they're not going to be very happy with me. We'll get out of the yard area here. This is a new pond that we built for the landowner. It's filled up now. Just a beautiful pond. And when we leave, that wire comes up, and so if he wants to fish it later on, he doesn't have to worry about a poly wire around it. And if you look through that power line there, they've cleared that. Right on the other side where it's getting kind of green up on top over there, that's the 40 that Jan and I bought. It actually hooks onto this farm. And we gotta get over here and get that log. That's that black oak log. We got the mill moved. We just got to get our planks set up to unload logs. We're going to be starting to do a bunch of milling. This is a really nice black oak right here. I think it's an 8-footer. Yep, that's an 8. It's still a good log. Yeah, that bark is on there good and tight. That's gonna turn out some 2x4s there. Just solid all the way through. That wood miser sawmill we got will eat that thing up. Give us some good lumber. We had Johnny in here, I guess it was this spring. We did it. There were some thorn trees right here, a bunch of honey locusts. I left one. That's a thornless, that doesn't have any thorns on it. And there's some more down in there. We left those, but it was kind of a mess. But this is the pond. We just put fish in this. Let's see, we left for Texas on Friday, and we picked up the fish Friday morning. So this has got the bluegill and channel cat in it. The bass will go in there next year, and we didn't put any grass carp in this one because it doesn't have any algae in it. Doesn't really need them. But boy, if you just look at this from a deer hunter's perspective, look at this. I mean, it's a darn food plot. There's even alfalfa in here. I don't know where that came from. There's alfalfa. Probably came out of the hay that we unrolled in here. But I mean, this is just a really nice area down in here. Cattle are going to be darn happy to get in here. See, we've got a wire running right on the edge of all that timber down there. So we're keeping the cattle out here, and also we're keeping the manure out here on the grass where they'll grow more grass. If you didn't have that wire along that timber right there, you know, they'd probably go down in there, and they don't need to be in there right now. There's just not that much feed in there. Somebody, oh, look at that. It's a pretty nice buck. Boy, there's another one. I'm kind of getting antsy for deer season. It's getting close. And I got to get my crossbow out. We've got our deer stands all put up. Got to get the crossbow out. Now here's a little patch of dirt that, well, that's where that stump was at. It rained and all that dirt came off that stump. So that needs a little bit of hay. And we left some hay right here for the back of the dam. Look how thick that stuff is. So I just take it like this and come over here. Somebody's asking me how thick. Well, I'm going to do that when I get done. There's enough hay there to do this. I'm going to do that when I get done taping. I won't bore you all with that. The cattle are down here in the bottom, and they're going to be coming up the hill. This is all Kentucky 31 fescue. It was a thatch, basically, when we leased it. I did put down some red clover, and there's some of that in here, but I didn't put down any white clover. I wanted to give the deer hunters property kind of a jump start. I knew that the clovers, that's what brings in the deer. And so if you get a deer hunter property and you know you can help the guy make it a little nicer by getting some clovers and legumes in there, that's a win-win. Boy, the cattle are going to be happy in here. Woo! Looks real good. Just a beautiful, beautiful setting back here. It's very, very private. Very, very, very green, lush. The cattle are going to be quite content. I think we can look down this power line right over here. You might be able to see the cattle in the paddock they're in. Or they may be all down here at the bottom of the hill, waiting by the gate. We'll do the tail here right quick. Yep, they're done grazing. So that's where they're at, on that green spot down there. But they're all patiently waiting at the gate. I don't hear a single cow bawling. But if I let out a war whoop right now, like a silk cow, I'm not going to do it. They'll just start screaming at me. Bawling and bawling and bawling and bawling. It's kind of cool. We can stand right here and you can see the gravel road way in the distance over there. If I zoom in on it. There. See a little patch of gravel. Then that farm across the gravel road, that's ours too. It's the same way behind us. So all these farms are all lined up in a row. Makes it pretty sweet to move them. You know, you just open the gate. Yeah, there you can see it. Clear on that far horizon. Well, that's the 40 that we bought from one of Marshall's daughters. I guess that was about 5 years ago. This is a wildlife area up here. I mean, there's really good deer hunting, turkey. There's turkey in here. But also, the reason it looks like this, folks, is because of the cattle. We're getting the poop and the pee, the stomping action, and then we're gone. We're just gone. The boys are, they're putting in paddocks. I'm not going to go down there and open that gate because that would mess up their rhythm. I want the young guys to be behind the cattle. And it doesn't hurt to walk through that paddock just to double check to make sure there's no, there's bulls chasing a heifer and they got her secluded down there somewhere, and we leave those behind just because we didn't walk the paddock. So it's always nice to walk the paddock before you move them. But with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here and go find the young men. And we still got a little bit of work to do over on that pond tonight. Finish up the last bit of the strawing on it, and that'll be done. And those of y'all, I've had quite a few people just sending emails or calling and more questions about the red Angus cows that we have posted on our website, and those will be sold. Well, the heifers, the auction on them will end on Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday night. And the cows, there's 15 cows on there, cow-calf pairs. And there's 4 3-in-1 packages. And then there's 10 bred heifers to start calving in April 25th. These are all red Angus. These are not South Pole, and they're not from our farm. They're from North Missouri, fescue adapted, 1,000-pound cows. That's where you need to be. You have that 1,000-pound cow if you want to make money on fescue, or any kind of grass for that matter. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If you all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'd really appreciate it, and we'll see you down the road.